Hi guys, it's Mrs. Millison. Okay, we're going to look at the code for a merge sort, okay? And we're going to trace one all the way through. All right, merge sort recursive code actually consists of three separate methods, okay? Or three individual methods. Your first one is your merge sort method, okay? And in it points to a merge sort helper. So that's your second method. Inside the merge sort helper, this is where we see the recursive call, okay, to itself, and then ultimately it merges, okay? So it runs that third method of merge, okay? So merge sort just sets it up, grabs all our values, establishes the from and to, left and right, low and high, whatever you want to call it. The merge sort helper breaks it all up and merges it back together by way of the merge method, okay? So what we're going to be concerned with is, again, finding these middle values, okay? We just have to calculate our from and to divided by 2. So our from and to are going to come from the index values, okay? So the index is always going to start at 0. The from or the left or the low is always going to start at 0. And then the to, the right, the high, whatever, will always be the last index, which is your length minus 1 of your array, okay? So we're always going to start with that. And then and then we'll just keep splitting every piece up until it gets down to a single value, and then we start merging. We merge as much as we can. So it's going to do a little bit of dividing and conquering. It's going to be doing a little bit of breaking up the array and then merging it back together, all kind of mixed in together. It doesn't do all the breaking up first or all the dividing first and then all the conquering later. It kind of breaks it up a little bit, okay? Or it does a little bit at a time. So let's kind of talk through, before we trace the code, let's kind of talk through what that looks like, okay? So if we have an array, let's see, 2, 4, 1, 6, 8, 5, 3, 7. Okay, what it'll do is every time we break it up, we do a mid. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is break this up we're going to split in half. Okay, so we get 2, 4, 1, 6, and 8, 5, 3, 7. Okay, then it's going to keep splitting down this way until I get everything broken up in half. So I'm going to get 2, 4, 1, 6, and I'm going to break this up into 2 and 4. Actually, I'm going to break this up to 2 and 4, and then I'm going to merge this back. So now I'm going to start merging. So this becomes 2, 4. I'm just going to put a little dot because now they're in order. Then it backtracks and it splits up the 1 and 6 into 1 and 6, and then it merges 1 and 6 in order, and then it merges these two. So 1, 2, 4, and 6. So it'll break up something until it can't be broken up anymore, and then it'll merge it. Okay, and then it'll bounce back and find, oh, what else can I break up? And then merge it, and then it realizes, oh, I can merge these two together. Okay, so we had middles every single time we broke up, and then we ran that merge third method to put it all back together. Okay, then it comes back over here and continues. So 8 and 5, 3 and 7, and 8 and 5, and then it says, ooh, let's merge those. 5 times 8, or 5, 8 in that order. Nothing else to merge here. So then it comes back and divides 3 and 7, and then it says, all right, let's merge the 3 and 7 together, and now let's merge 3, 5, 7, 8, and then it realizes let's merge all these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So let's trace through this in more detail and find all these mid values whenever anything was broken up. Okay? And then we can talk through the merge, but it's really the mid values that we're looking for. Okay. Now, this is a pretty big array, I think, for a quick little video. It's not going to be that quick. So we're going to do this part on one page, and we're going to do this part on another page, because I got to split all these up. And every time I do a mid here, I've got to call that method again, that merge sort helper. So it's going to be a lot of writing. Okay, so I think I have it. written out here. So I'm going to go down the left side on this page and then the right side on another page. Okay, let me get my code in here because I need to remember this pattern. Okay, so let's find our first mid. Let me do green. Okay. So first we'll do our helper. Okay, our helper is establishing, I'm not going to put the name of the array if that's okay. I'm just going to do my from and to. So this would be from 0. Let me put my 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, 6. Oh my gosh, you guys. Let me fix that. 5, 6, and 7. All right, we know that says 5. That's index 5. Okay, so we know our last index is 7. Okay, so there's my helper, there's my from, and my to. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is create our middle, our first middle, which is going to be 0 plus 7 divided by 2. So we know that that is 3. Okay, so that's where it's going to split up. So now we're going to come back and we've got to do our helper. I'm going to do one helper over here. Okay, with from to middle, so 0 to 3. And then I'm going to do my other helper on this side, which will go from middle plus 1, so that's 4 to 2, which is 7. So we'll come back to him later, because remember, we've got to continue down here and finish this side before we can even look at that side. Okay? All right, so now I've got my helper 0 through 3, so this will yield me 2, 4, 1, and 6. Okay? So now I've just got to go through and run this method again. Okay, so we'll find our middle value. So 0 plus 3 divided by 2, well, that's 1. Okay, so now I'm going to split them up again. So I'm going to have helper of from to middle, so that's 0 to 1. And then over here, I'm just going to put this, well, I'm going to put it here, even though it's not, it's whatever. And then from mid plus 1, so that's 2 to 3. Okay, and then we'll continue down this one. So we'll do our middle again. So 0 plus 1 divided by 2, which is 0, right? So now this will split up into helper from to middle, so that's 0 to 0, and then helper mid plus 1, so that's 1 to 1, mid plus 1 to the 2. Okay, so now I'm down to my single value. Okay, so when I did this, this yielded me 2 and 4. This yielded me 1 and 6. So there's my 2 and there's my 4. Okay, so now I'm just going to go through. I'm not going to trace the merge part. Now they're down to single items. So now they'll just merge. Okay, so they will merge and we'll get 2, 4. Okay, I know they were in order before, but it doesn't care. It's still going to go through the whole thing. Okay, so I'm done down to here. Okay, now we got to backtrack and do on this side, and then we'll merge the whole thing. Okay, so now my helper, I'm going to draw. I always try, whenever I try to write this, I try to spread it out as much as I can, and I still squish it. Okay, so now we're going to run, we got to find our middle. Okay, so we'll do our middle here. So 2 plus 3 divided by 2, what is that? 5 divided by 2 is 2. So now we're going to split. So I'm going to go from 2 to 2, right? From and middle. And then I'm going to, so that will give me 1, right? The 1. And then I'll do helper from 3 to 3. So mid plus 1 to 2. Okay. And of course, that gives me 6. So now, again, I'm down to that single value. So the system will merge 1 and 6. Oops, let me write merge. Okay, so these middle values, circle all my middle values in that order, were all my divide. Okay, were all my breaking up my array. keep cutting it in half, keep cutting it in half, keep cutting it in half. Okay. So when I get down to single values, I go back and merge. And then, of course, I will merge these together to get 1, 2, 4, 6. Okay. So that wasn't that bad. All right. I got through this whole side, and then I came back and finished this side, and now I'm here. Okay. So now on the second page, we're going to go and do this other side. But we can't forget about him because he's going to merge in with some other stuff in a second. Okay. Did I write it down? Here we go. Okay, so when I did this mid from 0 to 3 and then from 4 to 7, here's the other side. So I'm just going to put it up here because I got to be able to see my indexes. So 4 to 7, this should give me 8, 5, 3, and 7. Okay, so again, I got to go through all my middles and start breaking it up. Okay, so my middle value here will be 4 plus 7 divided by 2. What is that? 11 divided by 2 is 5, right? No remainder. So now I got to go through and do my helper. Okay, so I'm going to have one helper here that is going to go from 4 to 5. So that should give me 8 and 5. And then I'll have another helper. I'm going to move him over a little bit. That will go from mid plus 1, so that's 6, to 7. So that'll get me 3 and 7. Okay, so now I'm breaking that up even further. Still haven't gotten down to a single value, so we're still going to keep recursing back to find the new middle or the next middle. What am I doing now? 4 plus 5 divided by 2. So that's 9 divided by 2, which is 4, right? And so that will get me helper of 4, where am I? Middle plus 1. I'm sorry, no, from is 4 to 4, right? From to middle, okay? Which, of course, that is number 8. And then I'll also have the helper to go from middle plus 1, which is 5, to my 2, which is 5. Okay, and that will get me number 5. I should change that number, but whatever. Okay, now I'm down to my individuals. So now it knows to merge, and I get 5, 8. Okay, and then he's done. He's got nothing else to do. So now we got to come back and finish him. So let's find this little line here. Let's find the middle value of this one. So 6 plus 7 divided by 2. 13 divided by 2 is 6, right? No remainder, or forget the remainder. So we'll do our helper. So we'll go from, which is 6, to middle. Okay, so that's going to yield me the 3. And then I'll do the helper from middle plus 1, which is 7, to my 2, which is 7. So that will yield me the 7. Why did I do two numbers that were the same as the index? Who knows? Okay, so I'm down to that single value. So now it's going to merge 3 and 7 in correct order. Now it says, oh, I can merge these two. So 3, 5, 7, 8. Okay, so now I have these two pieces. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay, so here's my whole recursion. Here's my whole mapping or tracing. Okay, so now I'm going to join these two, and I'm going to do my final merge and get all these in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so again, it's not that bad. It's just trying to follow through. Right, let me zoom in a little bit. Let's highlight the middle. Okay, so I want to note this middle, and then it merged, and then it came over here and did another middle, and then it started to merge. So types of questions you might be asked are to, I don't know, name some middle values at a certain point. What were the first two sets of numbers to merge, 2 and 4? What were, what numbers merged on the third time there was a merge? Well, 1, 2, 4, and 6. Okay, because remember, it did this merge, then this, and then this, and then this, and this. So just understanding the order can help you answer some questions about merge sorts. Okay. All right. I know this is kind of all over the place, but it's it's hard to write all this stuff out and keep it all lined up. Okay. All right. Well, I hope, underline my middles. I hope that this was helpful, and we will do a little bit of practice on sorting some different size arrays. Okay. Okay, guys, I hope this was helpful, and I shall see you next time.